Hey there, it's Amanda with Tap Mom and the Bag Brigade. Thank you for clicking on my video. Now, if you have time, please subscribe to my channel, like, and comment. It helps my channel, and it's free to subscribe. Thanks. Enjoy the video. Hey y'all, it's Amanda with Tap Mom and the Bag Brigade. Hope y'all are having a decent Monday. This has been a day of ups and downs. So, on my way out to the doctor today, right before I went to head out, I heard a commotion by the front door and decided to leave a little early. And I didn't think much of the commotion by the front door because we have an outdoor kitty named Melly. And she eats through her food bowls and water bowl right by the front door. And so I didn't think much of the commotion. And we live in the city, so you never know. And so I was going to leave. I had a doctor's appointment at 10 minutes after 2 p.m. And so about 15 minutes till 2, I decided I would leave the house a little early just in case there was traffic. And I walked outside. And right underneath the stoop, right where the screen door meets, and there's a gap underneath the screen door. A little gap. There's like this little step right underneath there. And there was Melly. And she was bleeding from the mouth. And obviously in agony. And she was just twitching a little bit. And the man next door, that's been working on the house next door, I had a brief conversation with him not too long ago, and he talked about how all the animals that him and his wife had on their house where they live kind of on a bigger piece of property. And I'm like, well, if anyone knows if she could be saved, he would probably know. So I ran over and got Charlie, and he came and he looked at her and he said, "I'm so sorry." He said, "She looks like she's been hit by a car." He said, "And she's dying." Because just about the time that he thought that she was completely gone, removed the screen door, and she moved. And then within a minute or two, she took her last breath. Never felt so helpless in my life. You'd think that to be 49 years old that I had at least seen an animal pass away before, but no. I'd never seen anything die in front of me. And this was very difficult because I loved her. Yes, she was an outdoor kitty. No, she didn't really belong to me. As anyone who owns cats knows, your cat doesn't really belong to you. It is its own person. And she didn't belong to anybody. She was her own person. And Charlie had commented that she was a sweet kitty and that she had just let him pet her the night before. And that he was sad that she was gone. And I was crying. And so I went and got Johnny, and we got a box to put her in because I didn't know what else to do with her. My oldest son has told me he will get a shovel and bury her for me. I don't know who hit her. They didn't stop. They didn't bother to look to check to see if she belonged to anybody. Obviously, she was outside, so, and she didn't have a collar. But for all intents and purposes, she was our cat. We fed her every day. We loved on her every day. And we named her Melly. And I will miss her. My sweet Babe Brigade, Theo and Axel have been trying to console me all day. They don't know exactly why I'm upset. They just know Mom's sad. And they've been trying to console me all day. And Johnny is detached. That's the beauty of autism. That he told me, he very matter-of-factly told me that he never really allowed himself to get very attached to her because of her status as an outdoor kitty. And these things could happen, and he didn't want to feel what I was feeling and be upset. So I'm glad that he's not feeling what I'm feeling. Even Will is upset. So, and he didn't feed and water her. He just pet her when he saw her outside, like the rest of us. And but he still had some emotion attached to the loss of her. So this is being felt across the board in our family, at least for me and Will. But Johnny was gracious enough to help me get her in a box so that at some point she can be laid to rest. Just put it that way. So now that I've got my sad news out of the way, I did post this on my community page with a little video that I had taken last year of Melly. She was kind of camera shy. Every time I tried to get a picture of her, she would go hide. So I only got the one little video clip of her last year. She was a pretty little gray and brown tabby. So she was pretty camera shy. I don't know why some animals just immediately hide when they see a phone out. But she would hide. But at least I could remember her with a smile because she was really sweet. And it's funny, I thought as soon as I start feeding her, more cats are going to show up, right? But none have ever shown up. I almost hope a new cat shows up. As strange as that sounds, as painful as this loss is, I almost hope a new kitty shows up. Because it, I enjoyed having her. She was sweet, and she had a job. She kept the rats at bay. So I don't know. It's just unfair. I'd like to be the strong one, I feel like I handled the whole bursting pipes and being without water for over a week. I handled that as well as anybody could have expected. The hot, I don't know how much more that I'm supposed to be able to take with grace and with strength. I don't know how much more I'm supposed to take. It's a lot. And it's not easy. As much as my faith strengthens me, sometimes I just feel weak and I feel sad. And it's good that I'm going to the mental health doctor tomorrow, because I should unload on her, because that's her job, to listen. Anyway, today's doctor visit, I was told that I had overused my shoulder. And that was probably my problem. He didn't really think that I had torn my rotator cuff. He said, he's going to give me some more of that ointment that I've been using. He said that was really good ointment for joint recovery and that sort of thing. And that it's been one of the few things that has given me any relief. So he gave me some refills of that. He's going to set me up with some physical therapy, and he wants to see where that takes us. He said, he just wants to keep me being able to use my arm. And he said that any kind of surgery or more evasive procedures or measures are way down the road. So he didn't send me for any scans or anything like that. He just touched around and felt around on it a bit and felt like that I had just overused it, and that just to take more breaks and use the ointment and go for physical therapy. So I guess when they call me, what usually happens in that situation is he does a physical therapy referral. Then the people that he refers me to will call me and set up an appointment, and I'll go in and they'll evaluate me, and they'll set up a schedule for me to do physical therapy. So I'm okay with that. I have no problems doing physical therapy as long as it keeps me crocheting. I'm good with that. So, and then I asked him to switch my muscle relaxer that I take for my back, because I get little quarter-size knots along my lower back if I don't take muscle relaxers at night. I asked him to switch that back to Flexeril because the other stuff was not working as well. And so he did that. And also I lost 9 pounds. So there's that. There's a little positive note. And so I'll take the 9 pounds weight loss. My A1C did go up a little bit, but I think that's because I've been eating little cookies here lately. So I say goodbye to my cookies, which is okay. I'm okay to do that. I'd rather be around and have a lower A1C than to eat cookies after every meal. So I will stop eating cookies. No problem there. Maybe I'll lose more weight next time if I stop eating the cookies. I'm only eating like 3 cookies at a time, but still, obviously it's not good for my A1C. But anyway, that's where I am with that regular GP doctor. And I'm just waiting on, to hear from the physical therapy people. And then tomorrow I'll go to my mental health doctor and get my refills and what have you. And talk to her about the medicine that she prescribed me last time that caused me really bad side effects. And when I tried to contact her to tell her that, I didn't get any response back. So I just stopped taking the medicine because I couldn't. The side effects were too strong. So needless to say, that goes. But let's change gears a little bit, and we'll talk about this shrug project. So let me try to talk about something that cheers me up, right? Anyway, so I'm done with the shawl portion of the project. So let me show you that. Now I ended up only using 1 skein of the Red Heart neon stripes because I just got tired of how stiff the yarn is. And I'm using the 6.5 millimeter hook, which made it real big and lacy, and I didn't need any more skeins of it. Plus I decided to use some other yarn. I decided to use like 5 rows of these 2 colors of black and purple. Lisa, who I'm making the shrug for, loves these 2 colors. So this is not the same shade. This is not the same shade as this. Obviously, it's a lot lighter, but it's a big twist. What color is this? Lilac. But she doesn't care. She doesn't care. And I didn't realize this is Craft Smart 100% acrylic. This says it's a 4-weight yarn and it's black. This is a very plushy yarn. This is made very similar to Hobby Lobby yarn. And it performs like Hobby Lobby yarn, like the Crafter Secret yarn. If y'all have used that before, it performs like that. It's very plushy. I'm not complaining that it's plushy, But when you use it against a yarn like Red Heart Neon Stripes, it feels weird. So, but that's okay. It'll be fine. But it felt like 5 weight used up against this. Yeah. But it worked. I made it work. But, excuse me, my running nose. But this is what we ended up with on the bottom. Is 5 rows of that. So, and she loved it. I got to go see her. Her and her husband own a bar that my son frequents. Her husband and her own a bar that my son frequents. And my son got picked up to go visit that bar. And I went to pick him up. Because, anyway, I went to pick him up and she was there. And I took this with me and tried it on her. And it worked. So, because she's only like, I thought she was 5'3", but she's more like 5'2". So she's very short. And it was just perfect for her. It is perfect length. It went, you know, right where I wanted it to. I wanted it to kind of go past her waist and over her bottom and fit, you know, really long, you know. And when yesterday, I put this over my shoulders like so. And then I joined this to the sides, you know, like I had the picture in my head to make it into a shrug. And then I wore it like a shrug just to see how it would work. And even though it was way too small for me, it doesn't work for me inside. Of course, I've added to it since I did that. But it worked. The concept of what I was trying to do worked. So, knowing that it works, the concept that I had in my mind, works. So, and then when I went and I tried this on her, and then I described to her what I had planned with the fur collar up here, and then I'm going to put the purple fringe down here. I'm going to add purple fringe around the point. From after, because I'm going to take these points and fold them over and attach them to the side, making armholes. And between the armhole and the tip here, between where I attach the armhole and the tip here, I'm going to put fringe on both, on this tip, purple fringe. And then I'm going, and right here along this back here, where the neckline will be, all the way, because it's going to land right at the back of her neck. And I'm going to have that fur, that black fur yarn. It's behind me. Anyway, it's this really thick yarn that because see, the way that the way this is worked up, you see that gap right there? And I don't have that other shawl handy, but see this gap right here? That's perfect for a single crochet of that fur yarn. It's perfect. It'll fit right in there. So, no problem whatsoever. And now what I was hoping to come up with, but it might be too time consuming for me, is I was thinking of going back and watching this video. There's a video of, because I have this boutique sachet yarn. Now there's a video showing where they make this scarf. You see how ruffled that scarf is? I thought I could make like a short version of that scarf for the armholes, and just sew it or somehow attach it to the armholes and have it do a ruffle around the armholes. I know that's a bit over the top, but she's kind of like that. She's a bit over the top, but I think that this is I think that might be a little, I don't know. I'm just going to do the rest of it and then see where I'm at. I may do like a shell. I was watching a video of Bagel Days, her most recent, excuse me, I'm getting out of breath. Her most recent poncho tutorial, and how easy she made that shell stitch. So what I was thinking, instead of the sachet ruffle, that I would do like a along the bottom, you know, sorry, my yarn's falling, so that I would take and maybe do like a shell stitch here, and then single crochet, like do the shell stitch in the chain spot, do a single crochet in here, shell stitch in this spot, single crochet in here, in the middle of that, and just do that along the edges of this. And you know, excuse me, congested big time, and I don't have anything, no tissues at all. Is that a tissue? Yes, it is. Okay. Excuse me. Anyway, but just do I think I might go along the edges and do that shell stitch in the purple on the, I may just wait and do it around the arms, around the cuffs of the arms, and have the arms to be in that shell stitch. And I think that would be really pretty around the edges of the arms to be in the shell stitch. I think that would be really pretty. And I think that would be enough. I think that would be plenty enough. I think this, you know, at least for me, creating my first little design, so to speak, I'm just putting a spin on something that's already out there. I really don't think that I'm creating anything that someone else couldn't come along behind me and figure out themselves. And I'm not gonna, and please don't ask me to do a tutorial, because I'm not a tutorial kind of person. Forgive me, I'm not gonna make a tutorial for this. This is just something, if you want to email me and ask me what I did, I'll be more than happy to share with you the steps I took to get to where I'm at. No problem whatsoever sharing that with you. But this is simply a granny stitch shawl that I am turning into a shrug. I'm just taking the edges and folding them over and sewing the points, part of the points, to the back of it. And I'm only gonna just sew. I'm just gonna take this part and sew about this, because I want to give her a nice big, sleeve. So I'm only going to sew just a little bit to it. So probably about 4 or 5 links right here. Probably about that much. And then I'll come back here and do that shell stitch around the sleeve, and then I'll go and I'll leave this just like that, and then I'll go from here down at the tail and do my fringe, and then I'll go up here to the collar and do my fur. So that's the plan. And when I explained it to her, she was very excited. So anyway, that's where I'm at with my project. I'll give it probably another week and I should be done. Like I said, if y'all want more step-by-step instructions, or the tutorial I used to get to my granny stitch shawl, I just used Fiber Spiders granny merge shawl thing. because I only use like the first 5 minutes of his tutorial, and then I click off of it. Because I only use the beginning three rows, and then he switches to a different solid stitch, and I just keep going with the granny stitch is what I do on that particular tutorial. But if you want more details on what I'm doing, then feel free to email me. My email's always in the description box, but I'm not doing a tutorial. I don't mean to step on anyone's toes or hurt anyone's feelings, but this is a custom-made project for a particular person. So I may replicate the shrug portion. You know, I may make another one and do another shrug in the future. I probably will, actually, but it won't be in this particular yarn. It probably will be, I'll probably do another one in another kind of yarn, in another kind of fur. I'll probably do it again. Depending on how this one comes out, I probably will do it again. But it's not something that I'm gonna disclaim as my own. This is just something that I've come out. Honestly, these things come to me in my sleep. And the fact that it seems to be coming along and I'm actually going to pull it off is a complete shock to me. So if it comes out like I planned and looks, you know, and I will film a little clip of her in it when I deliver it to her, and I'll have her model it and do a little clip for us, and I'll include that in a future video. But me designing a garment, you know, and actually putting the tutorial out there and all that fancy smancy stuff, that's just not me. I naming a garment and all that stuff, nah. If you want to know how I did it, just email me. I'll give you the steps I took to do it. No problem whatsoever. It's nothing terribly complicated, because y'all, if y'all knew, you've been with me any period of time, you know I don't do complicated. I don't want to break my brain. But anyway, thank you for listening to me sob at the beginning about my poor dead kitty. I appreciate those of you that are praying for me and that have commented on my community tab post. I really appreciate the support and the kind comments. So I hope you all have a wonderful night. Thank you for watching. Remember that I love you, so does Jesus. Please adopt, don't shop. Your best friend's waiting for you at the rescue or the shelter. And I will see y'all again soon. Bye.